Hello, how are you? Please let me know when you arrive, if you can hear me. I'm Ellen Gormley, nice to see you. It's been a really long time. Oh, nope, Theo jumped down. I'm here and I finally got a moment to be in the house by myself, and I thought it's time for a live stream video. So I'm going to show you some crochet projects that I have found over the last couple weeks in my house. And in my stepfather's house as we're cleaning up his house and emptying it out. I found some gems that bring back lots of memories for me. So hello, please give me a thumbs up if you're here. Give me a hello, send me a, I'm not seeing any comments yet, so I don't know if anybody's trying and I'm missing them, but just to let me know. Oh, okay, somebody's here. Marshall, hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you for saying hi. I don't know if I'll be able to read the comments from here, but I want to be in the screen enough to show you some crochet that I have been really thrilled to find lately. So as you know, hello, welcome. As you know, you may know, maybe you don't know, I have a ton of crochet in my house. I think last count, hello. I think last count I had 14 blankets in use in the house. So is that Theo? I hear Theo. Oh, he's down there. I don't think you can see him. 14 crocheted blankets in use in my house at the same time, but I just acquired a few more. So this one is not brand new to my home. This is actually one of the very first blankets I ever made with my mom back in gosh, I must have been like 13 maybe, so a long time ago. And we made this for my grandmother, and literally we went through my mom's stash and just picked out colors at random and had fun just making granny squares, and we just very much enjoyed showing them to each other and saying, oh, what do you think of this color scheme? Oh, what do you think of this color scheme? So probably every square is different, and my mom made half the squares and I made half the squares. And it's actually interesting because you really can't tell that much of a difference in gauge. And I think my mom, well, I know my mom put them together. I didn't know how to do that back then. So I'm sure my mom put them together, but she must have blocked it too, because they're all they look really, really similar in size. And I think it's interesting because back in the day when I was like 13 making this, the only yarn that we had access to was perfect match yarn at Kmart, or, where I would stand there. Hey, Brian, I would stand there in the aisle and make sure I had all the same dye lot and everything. I don't know, all these yarns were in my mom's stash. So there are a couple that were clearly like an animal fiber. For instance, this blue second round of the granny square is felted. So over the years that has felted. So that must be some sort of animal fiber, where the rest of these yarns are acrylic and have not felted. So it was hard to find wools back then, just at Kmart, so, I mean, now you can get high quality wool at Kmart or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but mostly we only had access to acrylics. And then by taking all this crazy kaleidoscope of colors, then it certainly unified it by putting the cream all together. And so every square, I'm thinking that we did all the colors and then my mom did the cream around every square and then put it together, because I don't remember ending every square with cream. So I know we did each color square, and then I think she went and added a cream round and then she put it together with cream. And then this edging looks like just half double crochet, 2 rounds of that looks like a double crochet. 2 rounds of double crochet, and then looks like slip stitch, chain 3 slip stitch. So the edging, see if I can get you to, very, very, very simple. Nothing fancy. And the squares were put together with the right sides facing through the front loops only, so it's got the ridge there, which I love, which helps make these squares more defined. So on the back, there is this little ridge of slip stitches that put it together. So yeah, it is precious to me, thank you. And I wrote about it in the front of I think my first book, Go Crochet Afghan Design Workbook, either in the front or the back. I think I talked about it somewhere. But anyway, so this was for my grandmother, and she passed in maybe 2015, 2014, something like that. And so I got the blanket back. My mom, of course, has since passed years ago in 97. So when my grandmother passed, then I got the blanket that reminds me of both my mom and my grandmother. So it's a double win for me. So, but let me show you a few other things that I found. So my stepfather also passed away in November. And so I was at his house with his wife this past weekend. And in my old bedroom, back from when I was a teenager, I found this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I remember these projects and I have not seen them in years. So let's look at a few, if you don't mind. So I'm sorry that I haven't done many videos for you, but back to school season has been pretty out of hand, both for my kids going back to school, but then I also work at a school, so getting our students back in school has been super busy. So I should be able to get back on track now, I hope, now that I'm an empty nester for the first time. Can you relate? Anyway, okay. So this one I have not seen in years. So I sort of remember. I don't remember if my mom made this one. And these were her favorite colors. And it's got it's not my pattern. I don't know where she got the pattern, but this was before I was a designer. So it's a row pattern. And I'm gonna back up so you can see it. Ooh. So it's got these rows of shells. It's got rows of shells and then rows of solid stitching and then more rows of shells. Let's see, do I have it upside down? Okay, so it looks like two blankets like sort of put together. So like the shells are one side up and then down the other side. So it must be like she did half the blanket and then did the exact same thing and then seamed it in the middle. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's not just work from the bottom all the way up. It's kind of like work from the bottom to the middle and then work from the top to the middle and put the middles together. And the interesting thing I do remember about this, she loved these colors, but one of the interesting things I remember about this pattern is that the original pattern had let's see where it would be. The original pattern had an appliqued outline of a whale on it, I think. It was like a slip stitched, I think on this section here, the solid section, it was supposed to be a really big slip stitch outline in white of the shape of a whale. It may even have been like two whales and one was like going that way and one was going that way. And I don't remember why my mom didn't do that part, if she didn't like that part or had trouble with that part, but I just remember she had a lot of fun picking out these colors and you know, especially this teal blue, kind of this dark teal blue was kind of one of her favorite colors. So this was a blanket my mom made for herself, which I love. And I literally have not seen it in, I don't know, 20 years, because I guess my stepfather had it put away for other things that they had out. So yeah, it's kind of neat to see something blast from the past. Oh, can you see Hobie? Hobie on the back of the couch there. Hey, Hobie. Whoop, hi, buddy. And Theo, you're not gonna be able to see him, so I'll just leave it. But Theo's over here too. And Muffin is back to school with Mara, so we're not gonna be able to see her. But okay, so there's that one. So there's two more that I wanted to show you today since we're doing a little show and tell. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining me, I'm Ellen Gormley, and I'm showing you some blast from the past crochet that I found over the weekend that belonged to my family. So little blast from the past. I'll leave the oldest one for last. So this one I made for my mom. So this was not my pattern, but it's just a granny square with colors. And I made this. Remember, I said the dark teal was my mom's favorite color. And my goal for this one, this was maybe the 4th or 5th crocheted blanket I ever made, because, you know, when you start crocheting, you want to make things for everybody. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. So this one was for my mom. I made this, and the goal of this one, when I found the pattern in some book or something, probably at Joann's Fabrics, because that's where I got all my patterns back then, was to use this variegated yarn here. I'll bring it closer. The variegated yarn, and then pick the colors out of the variegated yarn and pick the colors that went with it and make the square. So I wanted a little bit of variegated, but I used the variegated to help me choose the other colors. So I think that's one of my favorite things about using variegated yarns, is using it kind of sparingly and adding other solid colors that go with it. But I say that, but that big mandala blanket that I just did for Herrschner's, that had a variegated color in it, and the green, there was a sneak peek that I showed you in one of the videos in the past month. That one is done now. That's partly why I haven't been making a video, because I had that deadline. That green ombre color is almost a multicolor, and it totally could be Christmas if you just made it a little more red instead of purple. For real, that would be really adorable. That is a ombre use of yarn. And then the next one that Herrschner's has on tap is going to be a multicolor. So that's not always the first thing that I go for, a multicolor, but when I do, I really try to have fun with it. So the mandala one is an example of a multicolor with some solids. So here we go. Let's fold this one up. I have one more to show you. So you know I love motifs, don't you? Shh, doggy. Doggy wants me to play with him because I've been at work all day. Okay, so here's another treasure I found. This is the last treasure I found. Now, I think my mom made this one for me, and I'll be giving away my age as soon as I show it to you. So we could take guesses on what year I was born when I show you this blanket, okay? Because you're gonna get it right away. Does that give it away? So this one is little. It's like probably a baby size, a really big baby size, like a toddler size. And I used to, I don't know why this was made for me, but I think it was, and at least it was my favorite, or I thought it was for me. You're in the right decade. I remember getting up in the morning for school and being so sleepy. I've never been a really good morning person, so ironic that I'm at a school now. But you had one of those? Yeah, I know, right? It's iconic. So I used to get up in the morning and I would be so tired. And after I got dressed and brushed my teeth and did the things that my mom expected me to do, then I would lay on the couch and put this blanket completely over me and go back to sleep until it was time to go to school. And my mom used to call me the lump because I would pull it all the way over my head and just be a lump on the couch. So this is my favorite blanket from then. The 70s look your mother-in-law made for your son, and he was born in 75. You guys are really close. So anyway, and then, ironic enough, when I was in high school, I used to drive a 74 Duster car, and there was a leak in it, and the heater wasn't that great. And when it rained, like water from the engine would like drip onto my foot, like my gas pedal foot, my right foot. 78, baby. Let's say you're younger than me. Anyway, when I used to wear skirts a lot to school. I went to a private school. And so in the morning, in the winter, when I would drive myself in my 74 Duster to school, I used to have this blanket on my lap to keep me warm while I drove to school. So it's the perfect lap size. So it's just kind of goofy. But anyway, I just really wanted to spend a few minutes with you guys and say hello and tell you I haven't forgotten about you. And I hope to get back some videos. I'm hoping I can even make at least one more tonight so that I can schedule it for Saturday. But we'll see. I'll just do the best I can. I will tell you, though, that I do have a few videos made for the projects that I've just am finishing and I have already finished that are going to be for published. So I'll wait when those come out as published and I'm allowed to reveal them, then I can release the videos like I did with the mandala circle blanket that's on the cover of that Herrschner's Crochet Afghans calendar, yearly calendar. So that's about all today. I just wanted to have a moment to say hello and tell you I haven't forgotten about you. And I'm going to be getting back to making videos, hopefully tonight. You were 6 or 7 when you got your first new dress crocheted. Oh, I couldn't read it fast enough. I'm going to go back and read all your comments and go find all the comments that you guys have left the last couple weeks that I have not responded to, that I've looked at but haven't had a chance to respond to, and get back to those as soon as I can. And I know there was at least one question about intarsia. Someone was asking, her stitches weren't looking quite like mine, and she was wondering what she was doing wrong. So I'll see if I can't problem solve that and see if you guys have any issues. And that's about all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a relaxing and valuable use of your time with crochet. Please give this video a thumbs up if you're here. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. It doesn't cost a thing and it does help me a lot. So I will be back to making content now that life is hopefully settled down a little bit. All right, take care everybody. Bye.